Lead generation, getting new prospects to be clients of your business, does not have to be as expensive or as difficult as you may think.
You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of Biz Brands.
Hi, Trudy Beerman here of Profitable Social Influence TV, PSI TV. I'm also a doctoral candidate at Liberty University pursuing my research in influential reach. Today, we're going to look at a story, a Bible story, and what academic research says. Week after week, I bring this community content because I am on a mission to help experts and business owners get famous and get found for what you do. So in 1 Samuel 27, we see this story where David has run away from King Saul in fear for his life. He's not yet king, but Saul is very much aware that David will be king, and Saul has determined to kill David. So we pick up the story here, and it says, and David said in his heart, I shall not perish one day by the hand of Saul. There is nothing better for me to do that I should speedily escape into the land of the Philistines. Now, if you recall, the Philistines are enemies of Israel. Remember the story of Goliath. Goliath was a Philistine. Now, David gets into the land of the Philistine, but he doesn't go alone. It says in verse 2, and David arose and he passed over into the land of the Philistines with 600 men that were with him. Well, where did these 600 men come from? Well, earlier in 1 Samuel 22, when David initially ran away from Saul, he ran and hid in a cave, the cave of Adullam. And it says David departed from there and escaped to the cave of Adullam. And when his brothers and all his father's house heard it, they went down there to him. Now, if you remember, his brothers were also soldiers in Saul's army. And everyone who was in distress and everyone who was in debt and everyone who was bitter in soul gathered to him, and he became commander over them, and there were with him about 400 men. So this is 1 Samuel 22. And at this point, David has gathered about 400 men. By the time he gets to the land of the Philistines, he has 600 men. Now, what I want to show you is David has gathered around him people who are just like himself. Now, when we're doing business and we're in the business of trying to generate leads for our business, a lot of us want the people who are rich and wealthy and have all this money. But I want to just tell you, you're going to attract who you are, not who you want. Now, there's a way to overcome that, and that's simply to become the better person. But at this point in time, David has attracted who he is. He's attracted members of his family, and he's attracted men who are in distress, in debt, and bitter in soul. So David has attracted to himself a small army. He has surrounded himself, built new relationships with people who are just like him. And that is basically what lead generation is all about, guys. You're going to attract, the people will actually be attracted to your posts, to your ads, to your videos, are going to be people who have connected with you at some level, whether it is, as in David's case, their family members, or they were bitter in soul. They're going to find something about you that they resonate with, and they will be attracted to you and to your message. So by the time David gets to the land of the Philistines, he now has 600 men with him. But I want to focus in on the fact that David was building relationships and building a sizable group around him. These are the two factors of the story that I want to zero in on. Now, David built the relationships in the land of enemy territory to the point where it says in this very same passage that King Achish gave him Ziklag that day. Ziklag was a whole territory. The enemy king of the Philistines, King Achish, gave David land. And ultimately, further on in the story, he trusted David so much that when he was going out to war, he wanted to include David. Now, that's another story for another day. I want to focus in on the fact that David spent his time building relationships and building a small army, a big enough group. If David had gone into enemy territory alone, I am not 100% sure that he would have had a reception from King Achish as he did. So remember now, the important thing is attracting the people who are going to resonate with you, building the relationship and building the numbers of those people around you. That's what I want you to take away from this. So so what does this mean? For example, in my social media, this stats back in February of 2024, I was at 30.8 thousand followers on Facebook and 15.7 thousand followers on Instagram. Fast forward to July of this year, when I took these stats, I was now at 50.8 thousand followers on Facebook and 17.5 thousand followers on Instagram. Building and expanding the number of people around me. Now, how did I do that, guys? I did that with ad spend. So this is what we're going to look at. I did ad spend. So here's my Facebook ad, for example, and there are different kinds of ads that you can run. So if you run ads to a cold audience and think you're going to make a sale, especially of a high ticket product, you will be wasting your money and wasting your time. It's not that it can't produce, but the return on investment will not be worth it. So here in this small clip, it shows you that this campaign was for leads, and for these 3 leads that I caught, I got them at $11.62 each. But here, this campaign was for link clicks, and I got 614 link clicks at 5 cents each click. So when you run the ads, you can run the ads for different reasons, different goals, and different goals are going to cost you different things. And one of the things that I have found, the best way to run the ads is to give away something so that people will sign up. So once you've spent the money to get in front of a cold audience, don't try to sell them anything. Give them something for free. Give them a reason to give you their contact information. So from the ads that I run, now they opt in, and this particular campaign that I took this clip from, they're opting into my TV prospects campaign. And what this is showing you here is when you see these dashes under here, these people are highly engaged. This person opened one email, they have not really opened anymore. This is important data because I have taken a lot of these highly engaged people, move them into a brand new list. And from that list, I will send email campaigns to sell something. Email campaigns cost $0. These people have been opening my emails. I've gotten to know, like, and trust me. And so my sales cycle gets significantly shorter, and I can sell them repeatedly and at higher and higher price points over time. The person here who hasn't opened much, I have another sequence for them, but that's a story for another day. The other thing I want to show in this clip is that autoresponder day 73. You can't just have 1 or 2 emails, guys. For them to get to know you, you need to have multiple emails that you're sending out over time. So yes, I have used many email systems, and you definitely need to have an email system. You can't use Gmail. You need something that's automatic. That's what an autoresponder is. It's automatic. I have used MailChimp, for example, many, many decades ago, and I have used ClickFunnels and Go High Level. I want to just say those are very expensive, but GetResponse, which I use the most, is very robust and very affordable. And the best part about it is it starts off so affordably. And as your email list grows, then the price goes up to accommodate more and more people in your email list. So I find GetResponse to be very, very robust. You can run webinars and all kinds of other things through workflows and all of that. So GetResponse, if you don't already have an email system, or you want something that can give you analytics like this, and you want to consider GetResponse, I will have a link for GetResponse in the link below. Now, once I have them in my email sequence, like I said, not only can I send them emails which are free and sell to them, but I can also take the email list and send it to the various advertising platforms and retarget them for ads. And now those ads are going to be very much more affordable. And when they do see my ad, it won't be that I am cold to them because they have some familiarity with me. So this is why it is so important. And also when you run ads for the sake of just giving away something, give away a checklist, give away an ebook, whatever, because you're giving away something, it costs them nothing to opt in. Those ad costs are much, much cheaper, and the results are going to be more email opt-ins for you. So do the ad spend, but not to a cold audience to try and make a high ticket sale. Run the ad spend to give away something for free to get people to opt into your email sequence. From your email sequence, you can run directly offers to them through the email systems, or you can use the emails to run a retargeting campaign. Now let's look at what academic research has to say. As I said, I'm a doctoral candidate at Liberty University. I'm pursuing my research in influential reach. I'm in the media space, but I don't see myself as being in the business of TV. I see myself in the business of influential reach, because when a guest comes to PSI TV, what they're looking for is to share their offer with a new and expanded audience. And I take that mission very seriously. And so I realized that what the business I'm really in is the business of influential reach. And that's where I've been doing my deep dive at the graduate level. So here in this particular peer-reviewed research, it was looking at, do fake followers mitigate influencers' perceived influencing power on social media platforms? I had to grab this screenshot, guys. This is an amazing research here. Here's what the research says. The current study, however, follows 4 extant studies to provide competing evidence. 4 studies were looked at to provide competing evidence for this academic research. And it revealed that the number of followers to be positively associated with perceptions of influencing power, even when consumers recognize the existence of fake followers. Guys, this is huge. This is huge. So when David had this army of 600 people with him when he went into the Philistine territory, he would have been received very differently than if he went in by himself, hoping for asylum. Thank you. Bye. Guys, when David went into enemy territory, into the land of the Philistines, had he gone in alone, he would have probably had a very different reception than when a soldier, comes in with an army of 600 asking for asylum. It's a whole different ballgame. And the thing is that the perception of power based on the number of people around him makes a huge difference. And this is what this study is verifying. It is saying that the number of followers are positively associated with the perception of influencing power. Perception is very often more powerful than the truth. And that's one of the things that social media and websites and things can do. They can make your organization look far more elaborate and big and amazing than it actually is. And here is a point that when you have this high follower count, the perception of influencing power is huge, even if your consumers may think that some of those audiences are fake. Well, this is also the reason why politicians will pay and bus in people to their rallies, because the perception of a large following is very powerful and very influential. And so this is a thing that is being done, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, it is being done. And we all respond to that, because when we see the large crowds, I don't care how smart you think you are, we all do it. We find safety in numbers. And so the perception of influencing power is increased when you have a high follower count. And that is why it is so important that we build our social media following. And that is exactly why I have been building mine. But I will tell you this, guys, in reality, as a side note, it is very difficult to truly grow on a social media platform while trying to be growing on many of them at the same time. It's much easier to focus in on one. So once I got to the 50,000+ on Facebook, I will admit I have shifted my attention a bit to another platform, but that's a story for another day. So what you want to do is do the ad spend. If you're going to make the ad spend, guys, let me just reinforce this again. Use that ad money, which will be significantly less and more affordable. Spend that ad money to the cold audience and give them something for free. Now, you want to watch that video I did before of how to collect an audience, the easy way. And after you watch that and you've collected the audience the easy way, that is when you now, having spent the ad money to the cold audience, give them something for free, get them to opt into your free thing, give you the email address. You now have the email system in place. You must have the email system in place. And you need to have more than 1 or 2 emails, guys. Like I showed you, I had up to day 79 in that particular one. So multiple emails going out automatically. That's what autoresponder means. It goes out automatically. And you can see who is opening your emails, who is clicking your links and getting all those analytics. And now you use either the emails and send the offers, and those are free, it costs you nothing to do that. Or you can use the email list to create a retargeting campaign with ad spend money. And now that ad spend won't be to a cold audience, and the cost will be significantly lower, your return on investment, to actually make the sale. Your next step is you could do absolutely nothing. And if that's working for you, then keep doing that. Or you can watch this video on how to collect the audience the easy way. But once you put yourself in front of the new audience, like maybe even being a guest on PSI TV, you don't want to just get in front of a new audience without a way to make that connection and build the relationship for the future. So you watch this video, see how to collect the audience the easy way. Then once they opt in, give them something for free so they'll opt in and you get their email. You must have an email sequence and an email system in place so that you can nurture that new relationship over time so they get to know, like, and trust you. And then you can either run your offers directly through your email, which is free, or you can use the emails for retargeting campaigns on various platforms, which will be much more affordable, and it will not be to a cold audience. Trudy Beerman here. Like I said, I am on a mission to make experts and entrepreneurs more findable and more famous for what you do. And I am super simple to find, and I do look forward to connecting with you.